What's going on, people? 2022, that's what we're talking about today, right? Anybody have any memories of that era? Honestly, I don't. I looked through, because I had to go back through the archives, whatever, to figure out what I was going to use for today. Yeah, I don't really remember a whole lot of that, though I do remember very clearly buying a whole lot of pro wrestling tees things, right? Because I guess the closet wasn't as full back in the old days, right? So I was just buying stuff left and right, And a lot of it honestly got forgotten about. I bought this shirt back then, and I have not touched it until today. So, yeah, a lot of unnecessary purchases. But probably everything that has been shown on this channel is an unnecessary purchase. I mean, I think we could argue that. Anyway, so some time ago, I did my 2023 pickups thing, like top 10, right? And I asked, and I'm like, does anybody care to see 2022? Because I kind of forgot about it because I don't remember what happened, but it just didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So some people wanted to see it, and the people that wanted to see it were people who actually matter. No offense to the people that don't, but I mean, hey, you stand where you stand. So here we are, many, many moons later, knocking this thing out, right? Well, I do remember, I think maybe that was when I took that long break or something, because I feel like 22 was like the last time I was like really buying a lot of stuff and kind of had things coming out at a regular pace. Because 23 was rough, and 24 was getting things back on track. Anyway, so top 10, right? And you might notice, yeah, there's more than 10 boxes, and the genius out there that just realized why, yep, you're right. Good for you. All right, these are not in order of like favorite to least favorite or anything like that. They are in the order in which I bought them because that's how I do things around here. It just makes it easier. So starting off with this, right? This is going to be the Saucony Shadow 6000 in the Megabyte colorway. When did I wear? I wore these to my graduation. Well, for my bachelor's. I wore the masters to my master's. But anyway, so yeah, these right here. I'm a computer guy. That's what keeps the bills paid around here. It's got the keyboard thing on the inside. Very cool. My first and only pair of Shadow 6000s. Not because there was anything wrong with them or whatever. I liked them a whole lot. Still like them a whole lot. But, I think that was also when I was trying to like stop buying so many of the same model. Because that was a thing that I had been doing probably with the Gel Light 3s around then. Moving along, we have this right here. I'm not going to keep showing you the side of the box because normally that makes sense in the reviews, but I put a picture in there. I'm not putting pictures in these. What is this? Oh, the Air Max 96 in Mystic Teal or Dusty Cactus if you think about those Vapor Max 2s. Remember that? And those 270s. Anyway, so I had never picked up a pair of these. Bought these for whatever reason, probably just because they looked cool. They were probably on sale also. And, actually no, because I had those Dusty Cactuses from the 270s and the Vapor Maxes. I wanted to complete that little mini set in a sense because they looked similar. So yeah, I really like these, the Air Max 96 too. Though I will tell you, much like with the Air Max Plus, because I picked up another pair of 96 2s later, the materials were very different. Not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes you go into something expecting a certain thing and then you don't get it. And that was one of those times when I didn't quite get it, but I'm still fine with what I did get. Why is that deco offline? That's weird. Nope, now it's back. That's odd. Anyway, so I'm a mesh network guy around here. I don't know if anybody's into those things, but I will say the TP-Link decos, solid. I have some for me, some for my mom, my aunt, Bought a couple of them over the years, right? So, yeah. Up next, the Dazzling Blue from the Yeezy 350 line, right? Didn't really say all that stuff in the order that I normally say it, but I haven't done a 350 video in some time, which is actually kind of nice. So I'm a little rusty. But I got these from SVD. I forget exactly I know how to spell it, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Either way, one of those overseas retailers out of Italy. What is this? There's all kinds of crap on the bottom of this. Yeah. This was like the only 350 in that time frame that I wanted, and it was like the one that I didn't get through on, initially anyways. But SVD did a raffle later, and that's where those came from. Which is crazy, right? Because, I've bought a lot of 350s, and it got to the point where I'm like, I almost had it down to a science. I was getting all of them, even the ones I only kind of wanted. But then the one that I really wanted came up very much short. So, side of the box down there, right? I said I wasn't going to do that. Wow, this thing, okay, magnet style, right? The shoes aren't in here because they're dirty and they need to be cleaned. So these are the Dizygotic Peach Boys something or others. These are them right over here, right? I wore these, especially a little while ago when I was going through all my new shoes last year. because I have a lot of shoes that I haven't worn, and I think that's stupid, right? It's already a waste of money to buy a lot of them, but to not wear them is even worse. So anyway, I wore these, and like they were a little dirty, and because of the way the box is, I thought I should clean them on at least on the bottom before I put them back in the box. I don't remember how long ago that was, but it was a long time ago. This is a Kayano 14. Kayano 14. So there you go, in some kind of cream colorway type of thing, right? This right here, I know it's probably nothing really amazing. You might be thinking, like, that's one of your top 10s. Yeah, it is, obviously. That's why it's in this list. That's why I'm talking about it. But the thing is, I look at these and I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. And also kind of stood out as like something that made me think, like, it's based on around when these would have come out and stuff. Like, you know, had I gone to like a different store back in the old days and maybe ended up, or just went to like a different person or whatever, and instead of getting the Air Max 360, got some sort of Asics like that or whatever, who knows, I could be a very different person. Well, not a very different person, but a very different collection right about now. I mean, I'd still have a lot of the Asics that I have, but I'd probably have a lot more from over the years, that's for sure. I'm not taking these out. There is too much hassle. These are just like individually wrapped shoes. The Grinches, right? You remember that whole thing. This time I'll show you the box. I'm not showing you the shoes. I guess I could play a clip from the old days, you know? Because I do have all my footage still. I mean, I pay a lot of money for Dropbox, people. That's where and when you record in 4K, yeah, you kind of need it. All right, what's this? This is the Skate High Vans Less Than Jake. Yeah, so here you go. There's that. I don't remember how limited this was or whatever, but I hate the shoe, right? I'm not a fan of this. They feel just like garbage. But I am a huge Less Than Jake fan. Like you don't even know. Or maybe you do know. But yeah, Less Than Jake. I've met them a handful of times, right? Very cool dudes. I'm very familiar with their discography and such for the most part. Not as much like the Pezcore album, I don't think, but probably just haven't listened to it enough. But yeah, big fan of having those in the lineup. So it is what it is. These, almost did it again. The Towelies, right? You guys remember these? Yeah, you know the ones like you put the little light on there and then the eyes turn red and all that stuff. They got this nice like towel material on them. So once again, you know, not a comfortable shoe, but very cool for what it is. I didn't get these when they originally came out. It was one of those things that happened well after the fact. They, you know, Nike, Adidas did a restock. I picked them up then. All right, so now moving on. This right here, right? This is shoe number 9. It's a pack thing, right? So I figured I'll treat it as like one shoe because it just makes sense that way to me. That, and I didn't want to make a decision as far as like which one to show you, so whatever. All right, let's see here. There's the first one. I'm guessing this is, I feel like this would be the away model. It's a Grant Hill 2. Some people probably already know that. But yeah, this is a Grant Hill 2 Flint Tropics, right? Semi-pro. If you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about, right? It says it on the back. Maybe on the inside too, but I'm not showing you because you won't see it from here anyway. But yeah, so they had the black pair. And I picked those up, which is what you just saw, obviously, right? Telling you what I just told you and all that good stuff for no real reason other than to kill time, so there's no dead space while I take out this next box and show you the white pair. So here's the thing, this is the white pair, right? Yeah, see how that works? And so it's probably the home pair. That's kind of how I feel about this. Could be wrong, could be right. Does it matter? Not a lot. Probably not even at all. But I did like that movie a lot, and even though I knew I was not really wear these a whole lot, kind of just wanted to have them, right? And they're pretty cool. It's a conversation starter, right? The one time that I wore them. Closing things out, we have this one right here. This is the Vans Ultra Range VR3. Is that right? Yeah, Ultra Range VR3, right? So this right here, like, for one, it's one of the few comfortable Vans out there. These things are freaking nice. They got like the Comfy Cush, I think it is. Well, these have the Eco Cush. Other ones have the Comfy Cush. But yeah, it's got like a nice insole in there and all that good stuff. But these stand out just because like a slight memory. I was with some friends from work. We went to the mall that day just to see if the Silver Bullet 97s were in store because I wanted to see what they looked like. Because, you know, I didn't really know. I mean, you can imagine a Silver 97. It's not difficult, but if you can see something, why not see it, right? So we went to go see if I could see it. They didn't have them. But we were walking through the van store, and this guy's like, "Oh my God, we've never had a sale like this. You got to get something." And I'm like, highly doubt that. Like, this sounds like the kind of sale that just happens every couple months. But I saw these, and I was like, man, those are really nice, and I wouldn't mind having them. But I didn't buy them because, out of spite for the most part, I didn't want to buy them while I was in that store with that worker guy, because I didn't want him to feel like he had convinced me to buy something. You know, I'm kind of petty like that in some ways. So I'm like, oh, no, not doing it. But I went back the next day and picked them up. So yeah, there we go. The top 10 from 2022, right? Somewhat of an underwhelming list probably, but my top 10s tend to be that way because I have a slightly different outlook than a lot of people. It's what it is, right? So anyways, from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. What is that? That is the fourth quarter pickups for 2024. That's what's coming up next. Later, people.